Oh, hello.
I need to see you now.
And you would be?
The girl who saved your butt last night and put a Roan on the line?
Uh-huh. Listen, I'm gonna be at the office a little bit later if you want to drop by. Did you see your picture in the Herald, by the way? It's a really good one.
The Herald? No, not yet. Look, Carly, we can't be seen together, especially by Laura. And I need to talk to you privately. Can you meet me in the park in half an hour?
I'm sorry. I can't. I have things to do today.
Well, you'll be explaining yourself to Laura if her son gets any more suspicious. Nikolas is all over me. He's totally convinced that I had something to do with Laura getting locked out on the roof. And we know whose idea that was.
All right. Meet me at the park at the South Gate in 45 minutes, all right?
Great. Oh, Nikolas, I thought you left.
Obviously. Where are you headed?
Work. I gotta go.
Well, I'll drive you.
I thought you had a meeting this morning.
Well, actually, I pushed it back. I kind of had a late night last night.
And I suppose you're blaming me for that?
Well, actually, I was going to, thank you.
Well, unlike you, I can't change around my appointments to suit my every whim.
See, now that's no fun. See, now you could if you were at L&B.
Work with you, you mean? I don't think so. See, living with you and occasionally, you know, whatever, that's already above my quota as it is, and I'm gonna be late.
Listen. I know that PR for a football team is not exactly what you had planned.
I'll survive.
Yes, you will, and if you want modeling, it will happen. I'm very glad that you're out of the deception mix, because Carly is not a person you want to antagonize.
Antagonize? She wanted to hire me.
And that puts you in her debt. And that's not a place you want to be with Mrs. Sonny Corinthos, if you know what I mean. Okay? Trust me, there are some people it pays to avoid. Case in point. Hi, Grandma.
Nikolas, my darling, I'm so glad you're home. We have important matters to discuss.
Actually, we don't.
I should go.
Well, don't let me keep you.
Unless you want me to stick around.
No, my grandmother won't be staying long. It's fine.
Will you call me if it gets too intense?
I'm used to it. It's fine. See ya. All right. How many times do I have to say it? I don't want any contact with you or Stefan. You need to communicate with me. You do it through Alexis, all right?
Alexis? Oh, I see. You're willing to sacrifice her?
Is that a threat?
My darling, I don't make threats. I came to warn you.
You are absolutely so predictable. You know that? Stefan warns me about you. You warn me about him. Listen to me. I'm not playing anymore. It's over. Go fight amongst yourselves somewhere else.
Oh, my darling, you are still so naive. Which is why, of course, that your trust stipulates someone else maintain control until you're able to accept certain realities.
That you and Stefan will fight over the estate the rest of my life. I've accepted that. Thank you.
Your uncle and I are not the problem. No, it's the nature of your trust. It's the power that it affords. No, you don't realize that yet because the whole world is still waiting. But when you come of age and assume control, the entire world is going to come crying, and you can't afford to make a mistake. Now, if you find our attempts at mentoring you annoying, imagine being in the thrall of someone totally evil.
Whoa. You're underestimating yourself, Grandmother.
Well, your wit is improving. Perhaps that girl is having a salutary effect after all. We are family, Nikolas. And I have absolute faith that one day you are going to realize the true value of your legacy. And until then, my life is dedicated to protecting you. However, I have had trouble in controlling your uncle.
Stefan would never hurt me.
I would have agreed with you if he hadn't faked his own death. Broken your heart. And nearly cost Chloe Morgan her eyesight. No, your uncle is living in the past. All he thinks about is revenge, and that's what makes him so dangerous. Not his convoluted plots. His singular lack of vision.
Unlike you.
I am living for the future. I see you taking over as the head of the Cassadine family. That is my goal. And I won't let anyone stop you. Not your uncle, your enemies, nor your well-meaning friends. Oh, and they'll try, and why not? With a fortune like yours, they will risk anything to possess it.
Our Nikolas was all over me, and I could...
spare me. No, thank you. Why are we here? I have things to do.
Carly, I took a huge risk last night. I mean, Laura could have froze to death.
Don't lecture me on the weather. Why am I here, Gia?
I locked her on the roof because you asked me to.
You locked her on the roof, or whatever you did, because you knew once she made her little announcement, it was over for you and Elizabeth Weber was going to be the face of deception, right?
Which was something you didn't want either.
No, I didn't. I've backed you since day one, Gia, because I think you're beautiful. And I think you'll be great for deception. And you know what? I like the way you bend the rules. I don't mind that you're not a pushover. But you need to kill the attitude, sweetie, because you're not the only beautiful girl in the world, okay? Now, why am I here? What is it? You said something about Nikolas.
Yeah, he's suspicious. He knows I wanted the job and that his mom was supposed to announce that Elizabeth got it last night.
But he has no proof, right?
It doesn't make it any easier.
Wait a minute, you brought me out here because this isn't easy for you? Gia, we are talking about one of the most coveted jobs in the universe.
Are we? Because you know I haven't heard a single word about when this is supposed to happen for me.
You know what? This conversation is over.
Look, Carly, just wait. You need to understand something here. Nikolas is my friend. I care about him. And that was his mother that I locked on the roof last night. Now, if he finds out, not only will I be out of the running, but he will never speak to me again.
And if he doesn't find out? What? It'll be worth it, right? See, that's what you gotta think about this, Gia. It's either worth it to you, no matter what, or it isn't.
I just need to know if I'm still your first choice because, Carly, you had the perfect opportunity last night. Laura was stuck on the roof, and you could have announced to the press corps that I was your signature model. You know, I thought that was the plan. So I need to know, am I still gonna be the face of deception, or have I been double-crossed?
Let me tell you something. For your information, everybody assumes that I was the one who arranged Laura's little trip to the roof. Your name has never come up. So, before you start accusing people, get your facts straight, Gia.
It would help if you let me know what's going on.
I don't have time to reassure you. Do you want this job?
You know I do.
All right, then keep your mouth shut. Do what I tell you. Be a little bit patient.
Can I ask you how you plan to make this happen?
Well, you know what? In situations like this, sometimes it's best to improvise.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, so for now, the plan is to let Laura think that she's won. That Elizabeth is going to be the face of deception.
Why?
Because if Laura thinks she's won, she won't notice. She'll be too preoccupied to see what I'm doing.
Which is?
Well, they've arranged another photo shoot today for
Wait a
little Lizzie
minute.
Weber.
They're taking more pictures of Elizabeth. Now, how is that supposed to help anything?
Think, Gia. Think, okay? 1, Laura's preoccupied. 2, Elizabeth gets another chance to screw it up, because you know she will.
Yeah, she can't cut it, that's for sure.
There we agree. And 3, we get to work on launching you.
How can you launch an ad campaign without Laura's consent?
I don't need Laura's consent. I am a full partner, okay? What I need is to get there first. You need to think about this. If I would have announced you last night, Laura would have hit back hard. She would have blocked the ad campaign. And you know what? We have no pictures. We have no ad campaign. We have nothing to fight her with. So instead, we need to get to work, creating a campaign with you as the face of deception, okay? And then Laura won't know what hit her. It'll be all over.
You just jump right out there, huh?
Yeah, when I have to. You will be the face of deception, and there will be nothing that Laura can do about it. Okay?
Carly, I appreciate everything that you're doing for
Do
me.
you, Gia? Do you? Then trust me. And do what I tell you. And don't you dare go soft on Nikolas or his mother or who's gonna get mad. Because you know what? They're all gonna get mad. They're gonna spit nails. You need to get used to it or you need to get out. Because I don't want you going soft on me halfway through this.
I'll be okay.
You sure? Okay, then if you need something, call me and be polite or I'll hang up on you.
You know, maybe I don't like the way you deal with me either.
Then why don't you find somebody else to make you a superstar? There's no reason why we can't be polite, right?
Right. So, I'll look forward to hearing from you.
You do that.
So much for staying away from Carly, huh?
I can't very well be rude to the woman. I mean, she did try to hire me.
And you just happened to run into her, right?
I told you, I was headed to a meeting and she said hello. What did you expect me to do? Tell her she's a criminal because your mother got stuck on the
What
roof?
if she would have died of exposure?
Okay, now you're being
No, if she had been stuck on the roof all night. Gia, this is not a joke. Carly could not convince my mother to hire you, and so she locked her on the roof. Now, I hope that my mother presses charges. I do.
Nikolas, this is business. People disagree and they compete, and sometimes it gets a little nasty. Don't tell me you've been so sheltered by your own family.
No, that's not true.
Well, then you should understand that when it comes to Carly, I'm polite. You're the one who told me not to antagonize her because she's married to a...
Crime boss.
Whatever. Besides, aren't you always telling me to be nice and try to get along?
Why is it I get the feeling that you're only nice when something's in it for you?
I'm nice to you, aren't I? Oh, come on, you can't think like that.
I'm just used to people trying to get something from me, Cassidy, remember?
Not only